Let's have a look at the Elite laser in action and the settings and the various options that you have with the on-screen display. So the first option is your quick start. This is if you want to go in quickly, just set the settings that you want and away you go. So there are 4 frequencies on the Elite laser, 808 nanometers, and you've got 8 watts maximum on that one, 980, 10 watts, 1064, 8 watts, and 635, 0.2 of a watt. So the 808, 980 and 1064 watts are all infrared frequencies. So these are invisible to the human eye. The 635 is a red frequency. And when the laser's going, there's always at least a tiny bit of this frequency in there so that you can always tell when the laser is on. So 635 is mostly for skin. It only penetrates up to about 1 millimeter or 2. So for skin things, you would use this one. For pretty much everything else, these are the frequencies that do the most of the work. So you can turn any frequency on or off. If you don't want that frequency, you can turn it off. You can have just one on at any one time. You can have all of them on full. It's entirely up to you. You can change the time. You can change the number of joules that you want. The Elite laser can operate either in continuous wave mode or in pulse mode. So in continuous wave, the laser is putting out 100% of the selected power based on the settings that you have here. In pulse mode, then the laser is putting out pulses at different frequencies. So you can change the frequency from 1 Hertz all the way up to 20,000 Hertz. So what that means is at 1 Hertz, the laser is pulsing once per second. At 20,000 Hertz, it's pulsing 20,000 times per second. When the laser's in pulse mode, then you can change the duty percent. So what this refers to is how much time the laser is turned on for each pulse and how much time it is turned off. So in this case, we're set to 1 Hertz, so 1 pulse per second. If we set the duty percent to 10%, then that means that for 1/10 of a second, the laser is turned on, and for 9/10 of a second, it is turned off. If we changed it to 90%, then the laser will be on for 9/10 of a second and off for 1/10 of a second for each pulse. And of course, you can set it to continuous wave, which means it's just delivering the maximum 26.2 watts that this laser is capable of delivering. When you're ready to go, you hit standby. It will warn you that you should be wearing glasses, and that is really important with this laser. You will see me in some of the videos actually not wearing glasses, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I have actually turned these frequencies off, and I've turned this frequency down to its minimum. So all I have is the visible red frequency at 0.1 of a watt. If you're using this though in a normal situation, you should be wearing glasses for your protection as a practitioner and also for the client's protection. And so that's why the laser comes with 2 sets of glasses. The second menu option is the preset protocols. So this is where you pick a part of the body that you want to treat. You can put in the pain scale, the body mass index of the person, and the skin colour. Then you select the thing that you want to treat, and the laser will calculate the number of joules and all the various settings that it thinks is appropriate for that condition. The next menu item is your own protocols. And for me, this is the one that I use most of the time. So I've just set up the settings that I use, which is full power, 10,000 joules in this case. And so 10,000 joules at full power is going to take 6 minutes and 22 seconds. You can have as many of these protocols as you want, and I find these much more useful than the built-in protocols. Finally, we have the patient database. Again, this is not something that I use personally, but if you want to keep details of what treatments have been done on each patient within the laser's operating system, then you can do that in here. The Elite laser also has a setting where you can access veterinary protocols instead of human ones. And so there's various options here, similar to the human ones, but just for the various types of animals that you may wish to work on.